Winabuju and Dway Magananduk, not away Benazi, Indigenous cause, me and them, Anishinaabe and Dow, the open and Donjaba. Mark Denning, and I'm here to talk a little bit about tobacco and what it means to me. For me, within our origin stories of Nitnama or tobacco, the use is for prayer and to ask for things or to say thank you very much for all the blessings that I have in my life. And for me, I keep tobacco in a little container right by my door. And if someone asks for prayers, if I need certainly them, which I do, it's right there for me to use. But certainly not in an abusive way, like smoking or cigars or recreation. This is a very serious, it's one of our best medicines for us to be healthy. So to all of you, please use tobacco in a responsible way. Thank you.
Sakali swagweg, gaji gagwait muni miugats, wagahoni wajita loda, oniotiaga jini gohunjoda. My name is Catherine LaRock. My Oneida name is She Stands Her Ground, and I'm a Wolf Clan and the Violence Prevention Coordinator at GLIIHC. And today we're doing a video about tobacco use and traditional tobacco use. So just gonna share the little that I know about it, what I've learned from people, and so just starting with, I guess, where tobacco came from. I know that, well, what I was taught is that when in our creation story, when the sky woman fell from the sky, she grabbed some roots, and that was a tobacco plant. And so the tobacco plant is not from the earth, it wasn't born here, it's from the sky world. And that kind of explains the connection we have when we use it to talk to the creator. And our ability to talk to the creator using that medicine is because that connection it has with the sky world being from there. So another thing is that, you know, we use it for like contractual agreements, or when you're asking somebody for something from them, you know, you usually offer them tobacco, and if they accept that tobacco, then that means, you know, they'll fulfill what you're asking them to do. And you know, it's a pretty you gotta take it really serious, because you know, that's just, you know, part of the, I guess you have to fulfill that duty. There's a sense of responsibility with that when you accept that tobacco. So also using it when you're out in nature, and when you want to take something from the earth, you offer that plant or that medicine tobacco, and you know, talk to them and tell them what you're using it for, and you know, you offer that up for them. And if you don't have your tobacco, you don't have any tobacco on hand, you can use your hair. And so like it's an extension of your thoughts. So that's kind of like the same thing like with the tobacco, is like we get the tobacco from, in Oneida we get it from like our clan and our family. So I would go to like the Wolf Clan and ask them for seeds, and actually, but you know, traditionally that's what we would do. And then you know, you keep it in your family, because it's like kind of like your hair, you know, your tobacco, you want to protect it, because if somebody gets a hold of it that is not doesn't have good intentions, it can be connected to you, so you have to be real protective of that. And so I got some seeds from my cousin, and she got them from Junhinqua. And then I also got some seeds from Jessica Martinez from GLIIHC, and she got them from the Standing Rock reservation. And so I grew some tobacco over the summer. And if you're ever trying to grow tobacco, you should be real patient. Let it sit, you know, in the seeds in the pot or wherever you're planting it. Let it sit in the soil for like at least like a month, couple months maybe, because it took a really long time, and I thought maybe like it just wasn't gonna grow. And here, you know, one day I just had a bunch of little sprouts, looks like little, you know, just 2 little baby leaves that grew, and it was a whole bunch of them. And then they grow pretty fast after that. And then, you know, once they got to be like, the leaves got to be about 1 inch, they were growing like next to each other, because the seeds are so small, they grow really close together. And then you have to dig them out and kind of separate the roots really softly, and then put them separate. You can plant them back in the ground separate. And then so I had 3 plants that survived that process, and they're growing really well. I brought them in over the winter, and they started getting really yellow, and I was a little worried, but I think I was talking to somebody, and they said, you know, because they're so used to being outside in the summertime, and then they come in, it's like a hibernation process. So, you know, they're kind of just getting through the winter, and then once summer comes, they'll be okay to go back outside. And so they're doing well, and I let the leaves get really dried out, and once they turn yellow, the leaves on the plant, they'll turn yellow. And then when they're real easy to pick off, like at the stem, if it just breaks off real easily, I don't force it or anything. And then I put it, the leaf is already usually pretty dried out, and then I'll put it into a bag and crumble it up, and then it gets to be like this color, and it's like kind of green. And then you use it, you can use it there. But yeah, so that's how I've been using it. And also just wanted to share, like, with anybody who's trying to quit smoking. I quit smoking cigarettes 2 years ago in January, and one of the things that helped me was, you know, when you've been smoking for a while, you kind of feel like you're not taking full breaths, like you can't really breathe, like you're like, I always felt like I wasn't getting enough air. So one thing, when I was starting to get cravings, I would take really deep breaths, and you know, breathe down into your belly, let your belly expand, and breathe as deep as I could. And when you exhale, you kind of releasing all that, and then that craving would kind of get released with that. So for the most part, I would breathe it in and release that, and I'd have to do it a few times, you know. And eventually those cravings really went away. And then sometimes too, I would get in the car when I was driving. That was the time when I was really smoking. I would keep a pack of gum with me and chew that gum whenever I got the urge. So those are 2 things that helped. And just remembering, like, when you get that craving, just remember how icky it feels, because you start to build those connections in your mind. Like you have that, the reason why you want it is because you have that craving, and your brain is saying that, oh, this is a good thing, because, you know, it makes you feel good. But then once you remember, like, how you feel after you smoke a cigarette, and how, you know, you might have that bad taste in your mouth, or whatever icky feeling it is, you just remember that as soon as you, and it kind of builds those connections so that you don't want it anymore. But those are just my suggestions, and good luck on your journeys, and thank you for listening.
Hi everyone, my name is Rainer. I'm just gonna give a quick little lesson today about traditional tobacco use. So I have my medicine box here, and it's got the 4 sacred medicines. So we got tobacco, cedar, sweetgrass, and then sage would go here. I don't have it in there. But for my tribe, we normally do tobacco for a prayer. So you can set it out anywhere you want, just to kind of as an offering to the spirits and to the Creator. And then also they put it on in graves as well as an offering. And you can even like put it in the water for a prayer. So that's how we use it.
My name is Marilyn. I'm a community health worker here at Gerald L. Ignis Indian Health Center. I am with the Menominee tribe. And as far as tobacco goes, I was taught from my grandpa, who was a pipe carrier, that we pray with the tobacco and then we lay it outside, usually next to a tree, so that it can go up to the spirits and to the Creator. He also used to smoke the tobacco when he was having a hard time, or like a lot was on his mind, or he was praying for a family member that wasn't doing too good. So he did a lot of smoking with the tobacco. Yeah, so that's all I know about tobacco.
I like to say Dagote in my native tongue. That means hello, greetings. My name is Daniel Preston. I'm a member of the San Carlos Apache tribe. I've been living in Milwaukee, residing in Milwaukee for 21 years now. And one of the things I like to talk about is the use of commercial tobacco versus traditional tobacco. Depending on where you're at, some of us use, I'm from the Southwest, Apache, we use corn pollen. Corn pollen's yellow. It's taken from cattail that you see around wet, swampy areas. And that's our tobacco, traditional tobacco. And I was told that tobacco is our way of communicating with the spirit world and all the spirits. And one of the things whenever we take something from the earth, we offer that tobacco to the earth, and when we take from it. Then too, when we go fishing, a lot of us offer that tobacco. When we take some fish from that water, we offer tobacco for that life. Then too, when we go on a journey, some of us journeymen and travel, we put tobacco down for safe travel. And so there's a lot of ways that we use that tobacco. And the commercial tobacco is easy to get around the city. It's very easy for a lot of us to get. The traditional tobacco is a lot harder to get. But when you go to ceremonies and things like that, then you run into people, and they might know where to get it, or if they don't have it on themselves, they might know where to get it. And then too, you can bring that back to your community or your neck of the woods, kind of, so to speak, and have that little bit. And then too, we also ask our elders whenever we're not sure about something. We give them a pinch of tobacco. We're not sure about something in our lives. Then we ask them. Our elders is one of our great resources, so we offer that tobacco to them if we're not sure about something. Probably you're going through something, and you're not sure about it, and they'll give you their advice, so to speak. So back home, we use that corn pollen, and we put it in our pouches. We have what they call medicine pouches. We wear them around our necks. And then too, we put that corn pollen, a pinch in there. And it's usually blessed by a medicine man. And he blesses that medicine, and then we call it tobacco too. But he blesses that, and it protects us. And it blesses our lives at the same time. It's protection. And there was a story that was going on around out in Apache Reservation with Geronimo at the time. I'm a descendant of his Geronimos, and there's a story about how he was during the time he was out there and he was on a run, and he would go from one place to another, and it kind of like a trickster. They call it trickster, a coyote or a spider, and he would disappear, be here, and then next minute over here. But there was also stories about how when they were shooting at him, none of them bullets hit him. But there was a story that he had that medicine on him, that corn pollen, and that a medicine man blessed that. Kind of like the same thing I got. I got one right here, and it's got that corn pollen in there, that protection medicine. And so the story, he had that on him. He had that medicine. He was blessed, and he had that corn pollen on him. So whenever them bullets come, none of them hit him. So there's a lot of different uses for tobacco, and mention a few of them. And I think the most important is whenever we take something from the earth, that we have to put that tobacco down. And being back in Wisconsin, there's a few 11 tribes state of Wisconsin, and they use I kind of observe, watch what they do and how they use that tobacco. Being around the woodland tribes, kind of one of the things that they do, or they call it a SEMA. And there's different names, and I learned that, and also that they kind of use that a lot whenever they harvest and take things. And then too, we have the Plains Indians, Great Plains. They have the Lakota tribe. They have what they call a sacred pipe. I go to the ceremonies with some brothers and sisters from that area, and they use that pipe a lot out there to Sundance. And then too, I was given that pipe myself out there from one of the brothers that go to ceremonies out there. A well-known family out there, the Eastmen from the Santee Sioux tribe, and the Dakota. And I was given that pipe. We were having a discussion one day, and he's talking about how long have I been on the road that I was on, meaning the red road. And I said I've been on it 12 years. And well, little did I know they were going to have a lodge that evening. He invited me, and I went to it, and I was given that pipe through that ceremony. And it was blessed by an elder, and it was given to me to use so that I could help my people. And we used that pipe for praying. And I also dance without Sundance out in Pipestone, Minnesota, is where I go to Sundance, and we use that. And the people, they pray with it. And so that's, I've been having that pipe for the last 5 years. And I use it when people come to me and they request something. Probably there's a family member that ain't feeling well or doing good. I smoke that pipe for them. And that smoke in that pipe goes directly to our Creator. It goes up. And we don't inhale that smoke. That's otherwise it's what they call an inhale prayer. So we let that smoke go up to our Creator. And, so that's one of the stories that, and there's a lot of stories about it. There's the white buffalo calf woman story out there, and the Lakota people out there. And kind of like how that pipe was brought to them. It was during a time of starvation and diseases, and a lot of things was going on back then. And that pipe was brought to them by a white buffalo calf woman. It was said that there was 2 scouts that was out hunting, and that during that time of starvation, food was hard to come by. And they came and noticed in this and image, and that image got closer and closer, and they noticed there was a woman, long, shine, black hair, white buckskin dress, white moccasins. As she got closer, they noticed she had in her arms a bundle. And one had good intentions, the other one had bad intentions. The one with the good and bad intentions got closer to her. And as he got closer, there was a cloud that went by the sun, just then the cloud passed the sun. And that one with good intentions, bad intentions, is fell to the woman's feet in ashes, power bones, they say, kind of like. The other one had good intentions, and then she said that I want you to go back by your people and tell them I'm coming. And so he went back to go tell his people that this woman's coming, but she has a bundle in her, holding this bundle, and she's coming. So then she came to them, and then she brought that pipe to the people and told them that you won't have to worry about starvation. You won't have to worry about these diseases anymore. And then gave them that particular tribe that pipe, and they pray with that. And that's how a lot of things are. A solution to a lot of our problems today is that pipe. Through that pipe, there's a lot of prayers that's answered. Less things that we have to worry about as far as hardships. So that's my story on that white buffalo calf woman, which was passed down. There's a lot of different versions. So also too, the stories change from tribe to tribe. Things change, so they got their own stories. But this is just some of the knowledge that I was told by a lot of the elders. There's no books, nothing. This is just stuff that's passed down to me. Just speaking from what I experienced and what I've been around and what I know. So I'm gonna say about that much. So the next time you go out and get tobacco, you know, you get tobacco, some traditional, you know, that you get that from wherever you get it from. That you put it down whenever you go. You pick something from the earth, you put that down. That's a good habit to get into. So, and I'm gonna say about that much this time, and just want to thank Nico for listening to my story and my knowledge that I have about traditional tobacco, and I take it very serious with a lot of respect. It's something that we don't play with. We hold that close to our heart, and that way when we put down that tobacco, we always hold it in our left hand. That's the closest to our heart. So, and that's how sincere we are when we pray. I'm gonna say about that much. We'll see you.